I don't know why I'm wasting my time with you, but I will, just to get you out of my hair.
I wouldn't count on it.
The reason I haven't moved on your mother's case is because there are still too many unanswered questions.
I'm listening.
You wanted to know?
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you. Who knows? Maybe you can even answer a question for me.
I'll do my best.
What was your mother doing with $250,000 in cash taped to her body the night she died?
What?
You didn't know that?
No, that's the first I've heard of it.
Then you probably don't also know about the stock she had on her.
What stock?
So you're going to be a big help.
What sort of stock, Robert?
Stock that didn't belong to her. It was Lorena Sharp's.
What are you telling me?
Sit down, there's more. She also had some rather incriminating photographs on her as well.
Photographs of what?
We don't need to go into that.
What were they incriminating of? My mother? What?
You're supposed to be answering the questions, not asking them.
Robert, I wasn't told that anything was found on my mother, taped or otherwise.
So now you know. You also now know why the Quartermains aren't the only suspects in this case.
I don't know what to think.
Then think about this. Do you know what the connection between the Quartermains, the money, the stock, and the photographs could be?
I have no idea.
Obviously a lot less of an idea than you thought you had when you first walked in here.
Look, obviously my mother was up to some things I didn't know anything about.
Things that got her killed.
But the Quartermains are still your #1 suspects, aren't they?
Why don't you let me deal with that? I think I've demonstrated that I have a far greater handle on this case than you thought, and besides, it's my job and not yours.
Robert, it was my mother.
That doesn't give you a badge.
No. What am I supposed to do, huh? Sit around and pretend that everything is just peachy?
I expect you to stop trying to conduct my case for me.
Somebody has to.
You really want to help convict her killers?
There's nothing I want more in the whole world.
Good. Then you find out for me what she was doing with all that stuff on her the night she got killed. And then maybe I can start lining up a few suspects.
Fine. I'll get right on it.
Now, one more thing.
What?
Next time you jackboot your way in here shouting off your mouth, make sure you know what you're talking about.
You do your job, and I won't have to.
Well.
Is it really those unanswered questions that's keeping you from proceeding with the case, or is it my involvement?
Don't ask.
I want to know.
Why don't you just go home and let me deal with this case my way?
Robert?
Hi.
What are you doing? Oh, I just saw you half an hour ago. I thought you had so much work to do.
I still do. I just wasn't up to handling it. I snapped at everybody that walked into my office. I couldn't concentrate on the simplest paperwork. I sat there looking at the wall and hating myself for not being able to do the job.
Hating yourself or me?
Never you.
But I'm the one who's done this to you. I feel awful.
I just wish I could make this easier for you.
For me, but you're the one who's suffering.
We both are. You know, one thing in this world I always wanted was to keep you happy and safe. Now, doesn't look as if I can do either.
The commissioner's in Captain Ramsey's office with the district attorney. I'll tell him you're here.
Thank you.
May I bring you some coffee?
No, thank you. I'll be fine.
Excuse me.
I still say it's premature. Robert, it's obvious that Leo's motive for murder was blackmail. So why are you stalling? Let's move.
Look, I want to indict him as much as you do. I want to sick. It will. Yeah, it will, if I do more groundwork. That's only... Hello. Sergeant said you were here. Tied up.
It's all right. I know how busy you are.
I'm afraid I'm the one who's been occupying your husband's time. I apologize.
Oh, please don't. I was just in the area running an errand anyway. I just popped in to say hello.
Well, good. If you can wait a few minutes, we'll have some coffee.
Yes, fine. You two, go ahead.
We haven't much more to discuss. Robert, I am absolutely convinced that we should proceed against Leo. And I think we should bring Mrs. Whitby and Mrs. Barrington in here today and get formal statements that Leo was blackmailing.
I wouldn't. I don't think you realize quite how complex this case is.
How?
I'm not prepared to say just yet.
Well, I'm bringing Leo in anyway. Now, you're welcome to sit in. It's your choice, Robert. You know if you cooperate now, it'll be easier for...
Keep talking. I don't know what you're fishing for.
I think you do.
Time's a wasting.
We sent for you, not the other way around.
But I'm not being held for questioning, right?
That could be arranged.
In which case, I'm sure you'd be willing to read me my rights.
You know your rights. You've probably heard them a dozen times in your life.
No comment.
Then comment on this. Beatrice was murdered. And I am telling you to your face that you are the prime suspect.
Am I? I don't believe I've heard any grounds for that.
Well, we're prepared to prove you were blackmailing Amanda Barrington and Sylvia Whitby.
That's news to me.
Leo, it's to your own advantage to cooperate.
This is where I came in.
Sorry that we're boring you.
Hey, listen, we press charges, you'll perk up.
I don't think you have enough to press charges for an illegal parking ticket, no less homicide.
Do you deny you were blackmailing those two ladies?
I certainly do.
Did they give you money for any reason?
I deny everything and anything. You want to throw in the time of day? I deny that too.
Are you denying that you had any involvement whatsoever in Beatrice Lesueur's murder?
You got it.
And with blackmail?
Don't you listen? I don't even know why I'm here, or why I'm being accused of anything.
I told you. You are the prime suspect.
But you haven't got a thing, have you? You know why?
And what is your theory?
Because if you had, I wouldn't be sitting here free to go. At the very least, you'd hold me on suspicion.
Well, that might be sooner than you think. Suppose I put Amanda Barrington and Sylvia Whitby on the stand, and suppose they both swear, under oath, that you were blackmailing them. Who is the jury going to believe, Leo? Two solid, outstanding citizens of this community, or you? Think about it.
Must I?
You're pretty cocky.
We're a long way from a courtroom, Mr. D.A. I don't think you got an indictment. I don't think you're going to get one either. Not on me.
Robert, tell the man what a mistake he's making.
If I were you, Leo, I'd take the district attorney at his word.
Fine. But you're not me. Excuse me, are we through?
One final word. I am prepared to get statements from Mrs. Barrington and Mrs. Whitby. And when they nail you, Leo, this case is going to fall like dominoes from that moment on.
Excuse me.
Whatever we do to him, he's asked for it.
Mm-hmm. Sorry to keep you waiting. Please, have a seat.
We appreciate your cooperation in coming down here today.
Reason what I asked.
Perhaps you needed cash fast.
You both stated earlier that you were being blackmailed.
Did I?
Yes, Mrs. Barrington.
I don't remember making that statement.
I don't either.
Did we sign any papers to that effect?
Would you swear to your denials in a court, ladies?
Now, wait a minute. You're going too fast. You're going from this office to a court of law.
Would you mind answering the question?
Well, of course. I have to deny it. Blackmail never occurred.
And what if I told you that Leo indicates otherwise?
Are you going to take his word against ours? Really, Mr. District Attorney.
That's insulting.
You think that's insulting? Wait until we go to trial, and I promise you we will go to trial. You both can be subpoenaed as hostile witnesses if need be. You'll be put on the witness stand under oath, and I will do everything within my power to refresh your memory on every detail, and you will answer under the law governing perjury. Is that clear enough?
Yes, quite clear. And so is this. There's no way you can force us to recall something if we say we don't. Is that correct?
As far as I'm concerned, this interview is over.
You mean we can leave now?
Yes.
Thank you. Come along, Sylvia.
Out the door.
Oh, those two infuriate me.
Yeah, they weren't very cooperative, were they?
By agreement, obviously. They got together and decided on the silent treatment.
Obviously, it succeeded.
It is infuriating. It's a conspiracy of silence, which makes me wonder who else is in on it.